Your Excellency, 1 year on, and we sit here today, and in a few days we celebrate 1 year from the announcement of the Abraham Accords. How does this moment make you feel? And did you ever expect in your extensive diplomatic career that you'd be representing your country in a GCC country, living amongst Arabs in the UAE?
Thank you. Look, it's certainly a big event, not just on a national level, obviously on a personal level and a professional level. To be the first representative here, the first head of mission. No, I had no real expectation that this is going to come at that particular moment. We had wishes, but it wasn't specific to any given time. So it was a surprise. It was quickly filled with action, where we had to come here, land, and to start running, and then start doing the work we know how to do.
How significant is the UAE as a partner to Israel? Would you even go as far as to say it's one of the ideal partners to have in the region, and why?
Yes, the UAE is a very significant partner to Israel. Significant because there is a high synergy. The UAE is one, if not the most developed Arab country, certainly in our region. And we find wherever we go, whenever we talk to our colleagues on almost every issue, we found a very high synergy, and things simply connect. So when we connect people, when we connect our various government offices, we found a lot in common.
You draw on some of the similarities that you might have picked up between the cultures and the ambitions of the people and maybe the leadership in both countries.
We are complementing each other as we learn about each other, as we learn how to communicate with each other, as we learn to trust each other, to understand what we mean when we say or do something, to understand the different systems. We have different history, but we also are a relatively new country, 73 years old versus almost 50. Still new in historical terms. We are still building a country. We are still molding and shaping our political culture, our country. I think that both countries are led by a vision.
What have so far emerged as the main areas of partnerships between the UAE and Israel, and what else are you working towards exploring in the future?
Probably are most likely to emerge as close areas of cooperation are issues that both countries are battling with, that are challenges to both countries. We both are located in the Middle East. It's got its challenges, climatic, desert or semi-desert in our case. So agriculture, food security, obviously is an issue that we have battled with since the inception of a lot of cooperation in the field of innovation and the build-up of innovative ecosystem. I think that we will see technological cooperation, technology developed, new technology developed, and expanded. I think we will see cooperation in the field of energy. There's a lot of projects in Israel, a lot of infrastructure projects in Israel that are coming in the coming few years.
How would you envision the tourism scene to be between us?
I think there will be an exchange of tourism. I think that the UAE will become certainly a winter tourism destination for many Israelis. Don't have to fly far, less than 3 hours from Israel in the middle of the winter, to come here and enjoy summer in midwinter. I think that Israelis will continue to explore the United Arab Emirates.
Will Israel continue to pursue expanding the accords to include other countries in the region?
This is the vision. This is what the Abrahamic Accords, or whatever name it will be called, is all about. Is to have this kind of relationships, this kind of model of relationships that we're developing, trying to develop, will develop with the UAE to expand to other countries. I think this is important because I think that will create a momentum that will bring others more and more to join the club. The club is an open club and others are invited. It may take some time, but peacemaking is a game where everybody wins.